So the word is Garifuna, Garifuna. And the disclaimer is going to be this. You can Google the word Garifuna, but we caution you to be careful with the information that you get. Because the information, as you could imagine, is written by oppressors about individuals they oppressed.
When I'm feeling down, I can't win. Pour a strong cup of coffee and I tune in. I'm waking on up to Java with Jim. Now I know my best day can begin. Yeah.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting episode of Java with the Jims. My name is Jim Meyer, broker associate at Remax Gold. Now you have a friend in the real estate business. We've been talking to Trevor Palacio all week, and now I want to Jim Felipe has a good question for him because I looked up the information on this question and I was just told I'm totally ignorant. I got the wrong answer. So Jim, what is the question?
Yeah, we're ready for the real info on this one. And I may mess up the pronunciation, so I'm sure Trevor will fix this for me. Who are the Garifuna people, and what is their history, and where do they reside?
Man, Jim, you sound like you're a Garifuna speaker. Man. Great job, Jim. And that's a great question. And we want to thank you guys on behalf of the Garifuna Nation for even raising that question. So the word is Garifuna, Garifuna. And the disclaimer is going to be this. You can Google the word Garifuna, but we caution you to be careful with the information that you get. Because the information, as you could imagine, is written by oppressors about individuals they oppressed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
History is always written by the victors.
By the victors. And whoever has the power can write the story.
Right.
His way, which is why we call it his story.
Right? Very good. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So with that being said, you're going to hear the myth of a shipwreck in 1635, another shipwreck in 1797. But Garifuna people are an indigenous people to the Western Hemisphere, right? We've been in the Western Hemisphere since time immemorial, right? Yes. The Vikings landed here where the Vikings were the first quote unquote Europeans that landed here in 990 AD. It was 500 years later that Christopher Columbus landed in 1492. Well, we saw the Vikings come and go.
So Christopher Columbus, in other words, was late show Louis.
Oh no, he was late show. Not only was he late show Louis, he arrived to Tiburon.
Yeah, okay, yeah, exactly.
You know, and said that he was in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Well, so which means he might be related to me.
He might be. But long story short, the Garifuna people were here before the transatlantic slave trade. We're related to what they call the Olmecs, right? Olmecs, Olmecs. And that's for lack of better words, because that's not the actual name. But we originate from the original group of Africans from this side of the world. The French attempted to enslave us in the 1600s. They failed. The British attempted to enslave us in the 1700s. They failed. They ultimately had to come together in exile, the Garifuna from St. Vincent and the Grenadines in 1797. And that's how we landed on the coast of Honduras in Roatan. And then from there, we went to Guatemala, Belize, United States of America, Nicaragua. So we're now all over the world. But when we got exiled, long story short, practically our entire population was wiped out. About 5,500 people were put on boats. They were dropped off on an island called Palacio. Half of those individuals died. I am the byproduct of 2,500 people.
Wow.
There's approximately 1 million of us now across the world. But we manifested from a group of 2,500 500 people. So our story seems like it's like a biblical story. If you could reflect on some biblical exoduses of individuals in the past, we recently experienced that 228 years ago.
That is crazy. Let's dig into this a little bit further tomorrow, Trevor. Will you come back tomorrow for one more show?
Anytime for you, Jim,
All right.
and John.
All right. We'll see you again tomorrow.